you've actually said that A/B tests are a waste of time, and I'd love to like have you unpack that because you did say that incrementality is one of the most important concepts in growth. So when is A/B testing actually worth it for you, and when do they hold teams back from real progress?
Yeah, I mean, I like to make little outlandish claims to make a point. Like A/B tests in itself, it's a great tool, right? Like if you're a test, it all depends on like what's your A, what's your B, and I think like probably 80% of the A/B test, like why are you testing that? This is too small. If you're doing an A/B test between like a big change versus like not having the feature, or it's great A/B test, right? And like A/B test technically, I guess, should be, showing incrementality because you're literally having a control group and a test group. At Well Simple, we want to be the largest financial institution in Canada. So we have like these massive goals. And sometimes it doesn't like square for me where how am I going to get there by making this small part of the product or experience a little bit better?
Yeah.
And it's almost, maybe it's a trap, but there's almost a better use of my time trying something much bigger, something completely different, completely new, versus optimizing something we have right now. Because what we have now is so far from where we want to be that it just doesn't compute for me that we would want to get 5 or 10%
Can you
better
give
on
us
this
like
funnel.
can you give us even like a hypothetical example of like what would you say is too small? Like A/B test that's not gonna like you shouldn't waste your time. And like an example of something that would like, hey, we should test A/B test this for sure.
Like the color of homepage CTA buttons.
Yeah,
Or register now versus sign up here.
yeah, I would never test that. It's like, you think about onboarding, for example. Okay, onboarding, everyone gets excited, right? It's like where we only have like 30 or 50%, like half of people are not becoming clients, and let's go at it. And I think like the first instinct for people is like, there's too many screens. Like, let's try to reduce the number of screens. Let's try to change the words on the screens. Let's try to switch the order. What if we ask them to do this before that? Our KYC process, just a bit of a drop here. Like, let's try. And like, maybe that's good. Like, you still want the product team eventually to own that. But I'd be more like, what if there's no onboarding in the app and you have to call us? What if we called every person instead of like getting them to do it themselves? What if we had 60 questions about like all their financial situation and lives? A little bit like, you remember Noom? They were the first one where like, no, let's make a super long onboarding. And everyone's like, what? No. And then it was like amazing apparently, or maybe it was great marketing on their end. But so that would be an example. Or I think also as a growth team, I'm very excited about like, so we spend a lot of money on paid channels on Facebook and Google, and like, what can I do with that money to get the same results? And so we've done a lot of like incentive campaigns, offer free Apple devices, and I compare like that money invested in channels into like other ways to reward or influence the behavior of my clients that would not typically be considered like marketing channels. Something I would love to do, it's not a project yet, but for example, what if we organize a concert and use all the tickets, could pay like, I don't know, $500K, $1 million, get an amazing artist everyone wants to see, and then you use the tickets as like your referral incentive instead of cash. And it's like, wait, like you want to organize a concert? Why? It's like, well, first it's cool. Like I want to do it. It's fun. It's more fun than like onboarding optimization. And maybe it gets viral. Maybe like there's like, and it started by like a reflection we had. Okay, our clients love Apple products. Every time we do a promotion with like a free iPhone, AirPods, the response is insane. And we're like, what's better than a free iPhone? And then there's not that many things that are better. But you know what's better? Taylor Swift's tickets, right? When the whole craze happened last year. So I was like, how can I get Taylor Swift tickets? I was like, what if like we just had a Taylor Swift concert? How much does it cost, And like, what's the growth model to make it work? And then I saw Revolut in London. They threw a concert with Charlie XCX as the headliner. And yeah, you think like it's for brand, but Revolut is an amazing like growth operation. Like I don't know who's running that, but they're doing a terrific job. And I think like you could win the tickets by upgrading, by doing like a few things in the app. And that's amazing because then you turn this into something scalable and repeatable if you can prove it has like a positive return on investment. And now all of a sudden you have a new marketing channel that's concerts as a channel. And not only that, it's do you prefer like annoying TikTok ads or pre-roll YouTube videos or going for free to a show with your friends thanks to this brand? It's like no debate, right? And yeah, so I'd love to spend more of my time on those type of ideas and initiatives, and like most of them die in the Apple Notes, but one thing I do at Well Simple that I think others can try to do, but usually when I have like these little random ideas, I tell a few people, hey, we're doing this. And I see how quickly like I hear about it from someone else. Like finance being like, hey, we're not research, like, is this budgeted? Or CX being like, can we be looped in for this promotion? And so I can see how viral ideas get internally, and that's kind of a good signal to know if I should keep pursuing the economics or the feasibility, or if and some stuff like are very sticky. Like I have a campaign idea right now that I'm super excited about. I don't want to give any spoilers, but the minute I said it, like, a few weeks later, everyone at the company heard about it and wanted to do it. And you're like, okay, that's where I can like spend a bit more of my energy and forget the other ones.
Very cool. I feel like what you're describing is like nightmare fear inducing for marketing ops folks. Just like, what crazy ideas are Simon talking about now?
Yeah.
We went from testing button colors to doing a Swifty promo and putting on their own concert.
It's funny you say that, but yeah, I think at first I was like, well, we're not like, how are we gonna sell tickets? So we did like an amazing iPhone promotion. Was the most successful promotion we did, but now we had to ship like tens of thousands of iPhones, and we had to set up like an entire operation of like, buying from Apple, the shipping, people complaints because like their package was dropped in front of their door and like they can't find it, they write to us, and it's like, but eventually it's like you find the people who embrace. They're like, oh, what's the next crazy thing we're gonna do, and have fun with it, versus like, oh my god, like another new thing, and you want like to get more of the first type of people around you